What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Now, unfortunately, I just realized I lost some footage. My recording wasn't going on, so I guess I'll briefly fill you guys in on what happened. So, we were exploring down here in Worm's Rock Prison right after we left the last episode, and we came all the way down here, and we realized that Chancellor Floric had been imprisoned, and she's scheduled for a summary execution for sedition and corruption. We promised to break her out because she's done nothing really that would, make me feel like she deserves to be executed, and she's actually quite good for Baldur's Gate, and we might need her hand in the fight ahead of us, so we are going to break her out. Came down here with Lazel, got her to smash this wall to pieces, and here's that nice little slip route out for Floric. So now all we need to do is head on back, get her out of her cell, escort her to that, and everything will be good to go. And then after we get her out, what we're gonna do is take care of these little rumors of dragons that we've heard. But we will need to go back to camp before we do something like that, so.
Simple. What to do?
Now if this turns into a fight, it turns into a fight. I prefer it wouldn't, but if it does, it does. I'm surprised you caught that. Yeah, they're all angry. Okay.
Well, so much for peace.
Bloodbath it is then. You stay there, Floric. We'll keep her nice and safe in her cell. We are gonna have to kill these fists, but it is what it is. They're the ones forcing our hand here. The ascend them by does a lot. Wow.
Never a dull moment. Have to keep going.
Not surprising that that missed. Spreading spores. Shadow. I'm going to try and preserve some of the spell slots because we are going to need it for the dragon that I want to do after this, and I prefer not to take a long rest, so.
Swift and lethal. My path be true.
Whatever. Move into position. I'm not doing this. Thank you. Well, she missed. She did that to hurt my feelings. You stay backed up. Grovel, huh? How would you like to become a zombie?
What do I have to lose?
To the team. Although I guess the guys did get hit with a grovel, huh? I don't know what those keys are for, but I'll happily yoink them all. Now we're going to operate under the assumption that our sleepy guard is still sleeping safe and sound, so we are just going to quickly slide on up before anybody's the wiser. seems better to leave through the back way than taking her through Worms Rock proper, where all the steel watch and shit is. I don't think she'd get out alive if we took that course. The best chance of her survival is to sneak her out the back, and that is why we're here, so... Wonderful.
This is far enough. The way should be clear. I can't thank you enough for getting me out of that damned prison. And for giving me courage when I'd all but run out.
You seem like a good woman, Floric. Least I could do. You've proven a vital ally.
When the flames roared loudest, you pulled me to safety. Most would have let me burn. I won't forget it. I will travel to the upper city. Find what allies I can. You won't fight the coming battle alone. As long as the city stands, I will stand with it. This is my promise.
And that is why you should very much not be executed. You're very good for Baldur's Gate.
Breathing. Despite everything.
And she stands proud. She's not afraid to be good for the city either, which a lot of the politicians, I imagine, would be. That's the way up to the ballroom. And up this way.
Time to press ahead.
Lady Frida Oberon.
What's inside?
The hell happened to you? Did you jump or were you tossed?
The corpse remains silent.
I guess we'll never know. I'm inclined to believe she was probably tossed, given everything I know about Gortash, but I suppose ultimately you don't really know.
Here we go.
Alright, so what I need to do is head on back to camp real fast and pick up Gale, so we're gonna have to drop Astarion. And unfortunately we're gonna be stuck with him, unless, actually... Let me see. The way you open it up is you need a lightning damage. The problem is I don't think I have anything that does lightning or thunder. So
Can't give up now.
I will in fact need Gale here for this. Which unfortunately means Darion's gonna have to sit out. Gale.
Feeling better.
I did go ahead and equip Gale with all the stuff that he looted from Ramses' tower, so
How can I help?
he's looking very magey now.
I'd be delighted. Though, someone else will need to watch the cook pot. Wonderful.
Guess you can take Astarion's place. Even though I would like Astarion to be present for this.
Which way to
But Gale will have to do.
Have a lot on my mind.
With his
Well,
almost no spell slots, because I'd already opened this dungeon in the last episode before I realized it wasn't recorded. And so I used his spell slots. Now he doesn't have the spell slots, so I have to just operate under the assumption that I can still get this open.
on my way.
So he's virtually going to have no spell slots at all by the time we actually get to fight the dragon, which is very, very unfortunate, but what can you do?
Quite ready
The
for
way you get this stuff open
Please.
is... Do we have one that we can use for free? This is an action, so Shocking Grasp. And Shocking Grasp. And you see the illusory wall.
I've got a long road ahead.
Turns out I could have just Shocking Grasped them and not used the spell slots that I used trying to get it open in the first place, but never claimed to be perfect. Alright, let's head on down. It'd be quite fantastical if there is really a dragon under Baldur's Gate. I'm not sure
Blood.
on the validity of that. I suppose we're about to find out. Not all rumors are true, so maybe there'll be nothing down here. Journal of Past Adventurers, number 1. The Worm's Lair. Incredible. The legends were true, and we've marked our place among them. We'll prove our worth with unrusted swords and meet the dragon. The good dragon, or so we pray. God bless our endeavor.
I'll give it a shot.
Peril floods my province. The palisades fall, The earth does tremble. The servants of shadow and blood assemble. Beyond lies the grand worm, deep in slumber, awaiting a true hero's advent, should my domain drown in torment. Be you the deluge, turn away. Be you the hero, answer true. Are you worthy?
Poetic nonsense. There is no one and no savior.
As far as he thinks. I am worthy. Open the way.
Ancient Ansur, hear me. A champion is proclaimed. The test begins. Let your judgment follow.
Very ominous. We'll have to see who's right, the Emperor or the statue of Baldurian. Now, of course, me personally, I'm more inclined to believe the statue because the Emperor is kind of immune to believing in anything that doesn't support his preconceptions of the world. You know, to him, he's Megamind, right? Like, there's no way something could exist beyond his calculations because they're his calculations. Like, of course they wouldn't, right? He's Megamind. He's an evolved species. He has done all the calculations and he has it all figured out. And if he didn't think it possible, then it's not, because how could it be? Face your test. Prove your worth to the heart of the gate. Only then may you enter. Well, this is clearly a hidden walkway. Got the waterfall giving us a nice little hint there. 3 people over there. Statue of Baldur. What's going on with this room, Baldur?
A good leader has the insight to find good counsel. As a war reaches its end, there is one who doesn't advise for the city's prosperity. Find him and strike him down.
So we gotta go down there and chit-chat to the folks, I guess.
I have something to ask.
Beautiful, we yoinked the hell out of that.
Hold still, will you?
Let's see if we can get this one.
Hold still, will you?
Hey, listen here, you little shit.
Hold still, will you? Hold still, will you? Hold still, will you?
We're just not gonna get this one.
Hold still, will you?
Alright, well, it's not that deep. We did get something.
Hold still, will you?
I'm guessing if you missed a check the first time, you can't take another roll at it.
Whatever ancient purpose is imbued in these halls, it may not well...
Excuse me, Gale. Misclick.
Hold still, will you?
Said we have to find one that doesn't serve the city, right? Instead, a Mops and Soledo. Doesn't look like we can talk to him, so perhaps I've missed the point in this room. Let me go back up.
Hold still, will you?
Actually, what am I doing?
Ripe with magic.
Maybe letting my other people take shots at this.
We must speak. Almost.
You do only get one chance, okay. Thank you, Shadow.
On I go. I ought to speak.
Can you get the last one?
Blasted little thing slipped in my grasp.
Direct me. Up for debate?
Thank you. Alright, let's see. So we have Suelto's Ethics of War. The Ethic of War by Christina Suelto. My colleague Amaps proposes fair rules of engagement in times of war, and forgiveness upon victory. Are we to spare our enemies then, once they have fallen to our might? Are we to put all hatred behind us when surrender is offered? Indeed not. But what shall we do once our opponent gathers new armies and masses them once again along our borders? We shall wage another war, and count the lives snuffed out by our own magnanimity. Once an enemy kingdom is conquered, it must be razed to the ground. Only then can we be free of its spectre. It's a harsh view, but it's not an unrealistic one. Let's see what a maps has. So, my life has been a long succession of pleasures. To see my town take to my ideas and cease legal discrimination of local orcs. To see my fights against horrid living conditions in city factories take off. To have the chance to see a new generation take to these ideas of a better, kinder, fairer, intelligent world and run with it to new reaches of the continent. It was not a life without struggle, however, and I shall regret its failures. My old friend Swelto comes to mind, who adopted such cruel ideologies later in life. I will forever console myself in the idea that such a brilliant mind would only conceive such theories under the strain of exile and the promise of reinstatement, as she ultimately was. I think I got the other one right. Indeed. Virtues of Unions by Alwyn Stead. It is quite obvious that larger kingdoms offer benefits to all people within. As a kingdom grows, so does its fields, its populace, and its economy. A few charred corpses is a worthy sacrifice. If a dragon offers to share its hoard after all, so too should you seek union. However imperfect, should a powerful kingdom march its army on your borders, some friction is inevitable, of course. Citizens' rights might erode, for instance, but such lesser issues will be sanded down by the march of time. Such is the price of peace. So, one of these people is the advisor. And we gotta figure out from everything that they said which one was bad for the city. Now, it's obviously not a maps. A maps was talking about fairness. Now this guy instead, he's talking about how charred corpses, it's all good as long as the dragon gives you gold. He's a little sus. And then you have the woman, Swelto, who was a map's biggest regret, and she just thinks you should raze everything to the ground and kill without mercy. So, it's really just between Stead and Swelto. Given everything that I just read about all that, I would imagine the one that doesn't serve Baldur's Gate is the one that just wants to raze everything to the ground, correct? An insightful decision. The tree of peace ball lasting through. Proceed. Okay, we passed the first test. I figured it would be her of all things, right? Because she's the one talking about raising kingdoms. It was her or the other guy. It was only ever going to be one of those two, and at that point it's 50-50. But she's the one talking about raising entire kingdoms, men, women, and children. Like everybody, once you lose, womp womp, you're all dead. That seems not something a great hero like what Baldurian's supposed to be would agree with, so why I figured that one. You have the scales of justice, so I assume this is justice.
Paintings hung on the wall, almost like an art gallery.
A true champion knows justice and eliminates those who stand in its way. Restore the balance of justice.
Okay, the apple. The induction. Theft. Chase. Judgment. And these paintings are all shrouded.
Away! Behold, the paintings tell the tale. My judgment is rendered. The thief earns his due.
Undo the damage.
We have the cell now. Let me do something here. Move that. We'll snag it.
At the ready.
The waiting judgment. Now, I do have a little bit of pre-knowledge, granted. I do know the answers to these beforehand. I've done this like 4 or 5 times, so. With the cell thing here. Obviously the other one was the hanging and freedom. Now, obviously the correct punishment for stealing an apple would be putting him in a cell. We're certainly not going to just let him skate free, and we're not going to hang him. Hanging somebody for stealing food would be an absurdity. That's not justice. That would be an overreaction, so. Let's see what we have down here.
Cutting through the chain.
Lance! Why, this might just be the highlight of our misadventures to date.
Laser.
Breeds madness.
She don't miss.
Look in your head. Breathe deep.
Chamber of Strategy.
Prove your strategic wits. There is but one rule. The Dark King must fall in 2 moves. Are you a commander of armies? Or a shivering pawn? Fodder for cleverer minds.
Lanceboard happens to be a game with which I have more than a passing familiarity. Might I offer a suggestion?
You might.
First, move your white queen to the upper right corner. Then, move her 4 squares to the left. The king can only withdraw to 1 square after the first move, and after the second, has nowhere to retreat.
Well, that's all very interesting. However,
I applaud your taste.
as far as I'm aware, you can just smoke it.
That king has fallen. May you always crush the wicked, be they pawn, knight, or monarch. Proceed.
Now, obviously, that's not the way you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to play the chess game, but why play chess when you can just blast it with a spell? And we won't need his spell slots for the dragon, because once we're done with these, I'm going to be moving him on out of the way, so. This last one is kind of just a 5-4 survival, so. You just gotta last a couple turns.
A champion burns bright. Even when rushing waters and moaning winds threaten to extinguish the flames. Take the torch. Withstand the elements. Prove your courage.
Let's see. Righty, we have some business here. Let's not have him
In striking distance.
smoke himself. As you can see, Linen's pretty effective. Arcane Battery. Alleviate the arcane burden of spellcasting with the power of this staff. The next spell you cast doesn't cost a spell slot.
My path be true.
I would like you to die this turn.
Taste my fury.
Nothing important is ever easy.
In terms of the rest, doing spike growth, try and buy us some time. Plus they can just fly out of it, but again, we only need to survive 4 turns here, so. Good job, Gale. Give it a taste of some radiating orb. Sword in front of that guy too.
I'm ready.
My zomboid is all the way out here, but we can run him in to throw some hands. Oh. Why? Okay, well. Not sure why they stayed in camp. That's an interesting problem, isn't it? Let's just dismiss those. Okay. We have fear. Dominate person. I don't think it works on them. So instead, hit it with shocking grasp.
Time to strike.
Laser. Very nicely done.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Again, I'm just bonking it with the torch, but some damage is better than no damage, right? Actually apply Shillelagh on the torch, so I'll put that up since we're going to be using it for another 3 turns at least. Wearing him down.
On my way.
Come on over here for me, Gale. Get those nice and taken care of.
Swift and lethal.
Jump into range for me, Laser.
Time to push my luck again.
See how Shillelagh does for us. It's doing more damage already. Again, all we really need to do here is survive. It's not like we need to eliminate all the enemies. It will just make it easier if we eliminate all the enemies.
Onward.
It'll give us less nonsense to deal with. Get that Dave up. I thought he was a flyer. I didn't think he'd get electrocuted. That's my mistake. He had a bad day. Plus, he can cast all his bullshit silences all he wants. It's not going to make a difference to us in the long run.
Victory is assured.
Get out of the silence, Gale.
I am fury. I am death.
When she went back for more, she said, "Did you want to have a conversation with me?"
Blood comes easy these days.
Throw the petty icicle at him. Suck on that.
Can't afford to let up.
Suck on this. And there we go. We passed all of the trials. Now I'm already seeing that there's going to be a slight issue here, so let's get Ice and Death up first, and then we'll put this one there, and that should reset any problems we just got with our dual wielding abilities. I believe that was the last one. It was. Which means we are going to go back to camp, pick up Astarion, take a long rest, because we have big business in there. It's a very tough fight, actually, so I want to be at my best for that. I want to have all my minions summoned up. Every ounce of bullshit I can muster is going to be used in that fight.
A private word would be nice.
What can I do for you, my friend?
I need you in my party.
I would, but you have...
Scale combats.
Case.
Alright, let's take a long rest and get to business.
Here goes nothing.
Get everybody healed up and all shadow stuff. Gonna be a tough fight. Might actually take multiple swings. He's given me trouble before. I'm mainly just gonna try and overwhelm the shit out of him as kind of my strategy. Bring as many things into this fire as we can.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Hopefully. He just won't be able to do anything about it. That's kind of my plan A here.
What's next, I wonder?
No one's stopped me yet.
Okay, we have the Horde. We have all our pre-buffs.
How much farther can I go?
And the last minute level up for level 12. I'll happily take that. We're now max rank. That might help a lot here, actually, so... Hero's Feast. You and everyone around can't be poisoned, diseased, or frightened. That lasts until long rest and it's an action. That's cool, actually. Alright. We have 20 wisdom because of the hag's hair. We could do more dex if we wanted. Dex might add some extra scimitar damage to us. You know what? Let's do it. Let's just get the dex up, because if nothing else, it'll give us more initiative. Not that we're struggling for initiative currently, but... You're at 18 wisdom, Shadow. I might just top you off at 20. Because you have everything you need here, really. Yeah, let's give you 20. Get you topped off. It just spells as beefy as they can be. You're already at 20 strength, so you won't need that. 14 dex, 16 con is fine. What's good for you? You have Great Weapon Master already. Mage Slayer. We can give you Sentinel so that when an enemy attacks in melee range, she can use the reaction to attack it too. That's one of those things that'll come in handy every now and then. But let's just give you Sentinel too. If you ever buy one of our companions as they take a hit, you can bring the pain to them. Astarion, you're already sitting at 20 dex, so we won't need that for you. You have crossbow expo already. A savage attacker, sharpshooter, resilient. Movement speed increases and difficult terrain doesn't slow you down when you dash. If you move after making a melee attack, you don't provoke opportunity attacks. That's good. We'll let him avoid opportunity attacks. And that's max level. We won't be getting any more level ups.
With courage does the hero march. Fettered by the taxing chains of fear, a stalwart soul must ever persevere. With insight does the hero choose. Guidance born of ancient wisdom proven. Peace, not strife, the undenied conclusion. With justice does the hero rule. Lead not the guiltless lamb to bloody slaughter, nor cleanse the lion's sins in sacred water. With strategy does the hero scheme. A cunning mind, 100 steps ahead, your allies close, your rivals stunned in dread. Worthy you are found. Go forth, hero, seize your fate, and rise, great worm, heart of the gate.
Out of the gate. Now you can tell that I'm a little concerned about this fight, based on how many times I've just saved before heading in here. This can get spicy.
Else, the Great Worm is nothing but bone and memories.
It can get very spicy.
Dragon's spirit floods your mind and memory in a great torrent of power. He is with you. He is within you. He is you. The next words that spill from your mouth are not yours, but the worm's.
I am Ansur, heart of the gate, butchered in flesh, risen in spirit.
Ansur wends his way through your mind like an unstoppable river. Your body is unmoving, yet thought flows effortlessly between you. The spirit pauses, and you feel the astral prism stir. Ansur senses the Emperor's presence within it.
Answer me, Facey. Why have you come?
I mean you no harm. Just let me go.
A deep sigh resonates within you. The torrent stills, only disturbed by the dragon's next words.
Brack, my words aren't meant for you. They're meant for him.
The Emperor stirs in the astral prism, then in you. Calm, curious, and detached.
Baldur, your presence has stirred me, as it ever did. I am awakened.
Baldur.
Ansur, it's been too long.
You two know each other?
Once, long ago, we crossed the Kalin together and sailed the Altenri. We built a city by the sea. Ansur was my friend. Friend, yes, and more. Until you killed me. Have you come to dance on my bones, Balduran? Was slaying me not satisfaction enough? Satisfaction? No. You left me no choice. You had every choice. You were becoming illithid. I offered you merciful death. You chose to fight. And now you bring your thrall before me. How far has the great Balduran fallen?
Thrall? I am no thrall.
Stillness. Ansur's consciousness hovers just above yours, searching, seeing.
Dear Ansur, enough! I gave you everything, Balduran, and you repaid me in slaughter. It is time I return the favor.
You know, he might have mentioned that there was a dragon down here.
Let my bones rise and the storms gather. Witness Balduran. The final tempest has come.
He might have mentioned all of this before we came down here. Alright, now this fight sucks. This is a very tough fight, which is why I saved so many times before he even bothered coming in here. Oh my god, he saved it. And he got that out of the way. So basically, you have this turn to do as much damage as he can, and then next turn he's going to fly up in the air like a little butterfly and start throwing hands all over the place. When he gets to the point where he's throwing hands all over the place, is when you're going to deal with the most problems. Basically, he's going to start shooting lightning out of his ass, and it's going to one-shot most of our party if we can't get him killed here. There's a way around that, which is breaking these crystals will give you crystal skin. But I would much rather try and one-phase him. If we can't, then I'll go break these crystals that he just made weak for us. That's why I put Astarion over here and had him attack first. Then they're all like light to break, but I'd rather get him done here if we can. A lot of this depends on Lae'zel's damage output, because Astarion just did great for us at down at 333, so... If we can give him a smoke this turn, it would be nice. I'd like to show you guys a one phase if I can. Lae'zel's gonna get a lot of turns, so... Of course we're gonna action surge that. Need you not to miss, Lae'zel. Okay, so far so good. Gonna hurt us potentially. I can't even catch my breath. It's gonna stick the highest tier moonbeam I can up his ass.
Ready.
Shadow. Turn to range. He's at 172. A great sword in on this. Now in theory, we should be able to get 172. Lae'zel got a free lick in there too, thanks to Sentinel. Now he's down at 135. 135 in a single run is very achievable. I mean, we just took him from 400 down to 135, so in theory... I did just lose all of my Zerg stuff, which is maybe a problem. You're being a coward. He didn't do the charge attack, he ran. I've not had him do that before. Well, that would have changed everything. First attack in every round, he's gonna do that back, which is why I keep using Astarion as the crash test dummy, basically.
No time to waste.
Jump into range, please. Please don't miss. 68. Ay. Alright, Deva. We need you to do the same shit.
Survival is all that matters.
Just gonna hop the moonbeam over to him. It's free guaranteed damage. He has 7 health left.
Need to act fast.
I don't think he's gonna be able to live to get his bullshit off. It depends what he does right here. Spiritual weapons killed him, we're fine.
What have you done?
Alright. That actually ended up being quite easy. Do wish I could attack that water myrmidon, but
sounds like fun.
And that is how you one phase Ansur. He kind of did act a fool though. You're killing me with this shit. You know what? Just opportunity to attack me. Come over here. You're killing me. Baldurian's Giant Slayer and Dear Ansur. We'll have her take that. Still can't attack him because of where it is. It's so obnoxious. There we go.
Still breathing, despite everything.
Gotta aim at his toes.
My faith will protect me. On I go.
Spirit Guardian should just take care of him. Get with the good shit. You land these, Shadow. Thank you. He did enough, Ghoul. You are very alone now that you're Dragon Master.
Time to strike. My path be true.
Just keep pumping those shots out.
I won't give in. At the ready.
And there we go.
Ansur. I never thought I'd see him again.
Now he called you Baldur. So it's true. You're Baldur.
I was. Now, I am much, much more.
This is the founder of Baldur's Gate, huh?
You are more interested in my past.
It's like I said, he's a big Megamind, AAA intellect thing. I'd also like to add, you remember last episode or the one before where he visited us in her dreams, and he said the time for manipulations and secrets and lies is all over. Now you know everything, all of my secrets, and I'll never lie to you again. Well, he just did multiple times. We didn't know all of his secrets because we didn't know he was Baldur. We didn't know that he had a friend called Ansur who was a hidden dragon down here, and not only did he withhold that information from us, he directly lied about it as we were coming down here and told us not to waste our time. So he's still a lying, manipulative sack of shit who thinks he's Megamind. Well, that was for naught. He's been a liar. You literally founded Baldur's Gate. Of course I'm interested.
Such sentimentality. Very well. It's like I always told you. I was just like you. An adventurer who yearned for greatness. And in mortal terms, I achieved it. As captain of the Wandering Eye, I acquired enough gold to found Baldur's Gate. I stayed for a while to watch my city grow. But it was not enough. I grew restless again. The sea called to me, and I ran to her with open arms. Life at sea was not easy. Our last adventure was ruinous. My ship was destroyed. My crew lost. But my spirit was far from broken. I was determined to return in triumph once again. I heard of treasure in Moonrise. I strove to find it. What I found was an illithid colony, where I acquired a tadpole much like yours, and became a mind flayer, enthralled to the Elder Brain. It was Ansur who found me. Ansur who pulled me from the Brain's domination. Ansur who brought me home. He sought to cure me of my sickness, called on every healer he could find, nearly broke his spirit in the attempt. But he failed to understand. I wanted no healing. I was not sick.
So you killed him?
Even after he had exhausted all possibility of reversing my condition, he still clung to hope. I tried to convince him of my reality. I was on the cusp of greatness beyond my wildest dreams. But all he could see was a mind flayer. He came to me as I slept. A mercy killing in his mind. I saw the tears. I felt his grief. I had no choice but to kill him first. It was an act of self-preservation.
Is being an illithid really worth the loss of a friend?
Put simply, yes. And being alive even more so.
Get a nice touch on his
I'm ignorant of what I have lost.
obligations and priorities.
But I do regret that they were necessary. While the past is beyond my influence, the present is not. It is time we move on. 2 nether stones remain in the hands of the Chosen. We must find them before we confront the Brain.
It's quite convenient, isn't it, that he gets to just say, well, it was all necessary in the end, so...
Looking ahead.
Hell with my friend, hell with everything I had to do, I wasn't just gonna let myself die. I mean, it seems like his friend was loyal to the end, too. Tried to cure him, tried to help him, and when he couldn't do that, he tried to put him out of his misery before he lost his mind again, of course. Now we know that he had other plans. But you can't fault his friend for trying all of that, I don't think.
Worm's tempest and his roar hurtle through you. Ansur's essence still lives within the helm, instilling you with power for as long as you wear it.
And wear it we shall. Well, not us. Likely, actually. I'll give you to Wazel.
Oh, enough waiting.
She's currently just wearing this Githyanki circlet. Baldur's Vitality. The helmet heals you 2 hit points at the beginning of every turn. Baldur's Favor. You have a +1 armor class and saving throws, and you cannot be stunned. And attackers also can't land critical hits, so let's give you that, Laser. You're up to 19 AC. It'll make you a little beefier in the long run, too, so that's good. There was also Baldur's Giant Slayer, which is a big, beefy greatsword, but it's not as good as our modded hammer here. But something to consider.
And these things are
To
still
get back out into the city. Wherever this takes us, I'd be quite curious, actually. Took us to Worm's Rock Prison, which is now... all considered hostile.
Another step forward.
Let's see if that process continues. See if our friendly guard decided to fall slump. I wonder if Gortash is actually mad at us. Does Gortash know about that? Look like he knows about that.
Never a dull moment.
She's still snoozing. I'm gonna drop a save just in case when I go up here it's all a giant shit show.
The people used to
No, we're okay. Nobody knows what went down.
calm down.
None the wiser that we broke out Florian or Floric and all the rest. Nobody knows that went down, which is perfect for us. So, now that we took care of that, we have a couple more story beats left to do, and then we're done. Which, I mean, we zip on down to Baldur's Gate. We can actually just straight up take a look at the things we have left to do. We have Shadowheart's parents. We have the Orphic Hammer, potentially, if we decide to go that route. And then we have the Steel Watch things. That's the Steel Watch. Don't know what's all the way down there. Won't let me scroll that far. We gotta do Philogia's Fireworks, and then we also have to go take Gale to meet his scorned lover Mistra. So we'll get to all of that next episode. All that being said, that is a perfect spot to wrap, so thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you're feeling particularly generous, you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, please check out the links in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Baldur's Gate 3. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.